Hi, I'm Phil Robbins and this is IntelliconOps. Cloud platforms are incredibly powerful, but the more of them you use, the more management consoles, APIs, networking models and operation processes you have to deal with. IntelliconOps is a cloud operations platform I've been developing to explore a different approach, putting a common automation layer across multiple infrastructure providers. Rather than building separate operational tooling for AWS, Azure and Google Cloud, the aim is to provide one interface, one automation framework and a consistent way of managing infrastructure across them. At this stage, I've successfully integrated all three platforms, and in this video I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough of what is working today. Behind the interface, I've separated the orchestration layer from the cloud-specific implementation. Python handles the platform logic and cloud API integration, while Ansible provides a reusable automation layer for configuration and day 2 operations. The three cloud providers implement compute, networking and security differently, but IntelliconOps abstracts much of that complexity so that the operational workflow presented to the engineer remains consistent. Another important design decision was not to expose every managed virtual machine directly to the internet. Instead, IntelliconOps provisions a WireGuard gateway into each cloud network, providing a secure management route to private workloads without needing to expose SSH publicly on every server. Here, for example, is the AWS environment. IntelliconOps has provisioned the network infrastructure, a WireGuard gateway and a sample Ubuntu workload into AWS. The gateway provides the secure route into the private environment, allowing IntelliconOps to manage the workload without giving that Ubuntu VM a public SSH endpoint. The same model is working in Microsoft Azure. The Azure implementation underneath is different from AWS, but from IntelliconOps the operational experience remains familiar. I can provision the infrastructure, manage the environment and securely access private workloads through the Azure WireGuard gateway. And most recently I've added Google Cloud Platform. Again, IntelliconOps has created the required cloud infrastructure, deployed the WireGuard gateway and provisioned a sample Ubuntu VM. So now we have real infrastructure running across AWS, Microsoft Azure and Google Cloud Platform, all managed through the same IntelliconOps platform. The objective isn't simply to build another dashboard that displays cloud resources. The aim is to create a consistent operational and automation layer above different infrastructure platforms. Instead of engineers having to develop completely separate processes for AWS, Azure and Google Cloud, IntelliconOps can provide reusable workflows and blueprints that operate across those environments. The cloud becomes the execution target, IntelliconOps becomes the operational layer. This is also where the next part of IntelliconOps becomes particularly interesting. The platform combines Python orchestration, Ansible and reusable blueprints with an AI-assisted automation. The longer-term objective is for an engineer to describe the operation they want to perform and for IntelliconOps to help construct the automation required to deliver it. So rather than AI simply generating an answer, the goal is to use AI to help create controlled, reusable infrastructure operations that can actually be executed. So that's where IntelliconOps is today. AWS, Microsoft Azure and Google Cloud Platform are integrated. The platform can provision real infrastructure into each environment, and each cloud has its own secure WireGuard management connection back to IntelliconOps, allowing private workloads to be managed without exposing them directly to the internet. There is still a lot more I want to build. I'll be expanding the blueprint and AI automation capabilities, adding support for additional infrastructure platforms and building out more day 2 operational workflows. One future development I'm also considering is expanding the WireGuard architecture into a private multi-cloud network. That could allow workloads running in AWS, Azure and Google Cloud to communicate securely with each other without requiring public IP addresses. But that's something I'll explore in a later video. I'll be documenting the development of IntelliconOps as the platform evolves, so if you're interested in cloud architecture, infrastructure automation, Python, Ansible, networking or AI assisted operations, follow the series here. You can also take a look at the platform at IntelliconOps.com. This is IntelliconOps, one platform, multiple clouds and a common foundation for automation.